In this video, we are going to learn about N-Tier Architecture. The N-Tier Architecture, there is a three part. First one is the presentation layer, second one is the logic layer, third one is the data layer. The topmost level of the application is the user interface. The main function of the interface is to translate task and result to something the user can understand. That is a presentation layer, just like your view, uh, HTML, CSS, that is your presentation layer. Logic layer, the layer coordinates the application process commands, make logical decision and evolution and perform calculation. It also moves and process data between the two surrounding layers. So that means that your logic tier architecture is coming between your presentation layer, just like your user interface, and second one is your data access layer. That it's making the bridge between of these two, your presentation and your data layer. So third one is the data layer. Here information is stored and retrieved from a database or file system. The information is that passed back to logic tier for processing and the eventually back to the user. Means like this one is the third part. First it's coming to the, just like you have a user will enter something in the text box or checkbox or drop down anything, that is coming to your presentation layer. Second is that your logic layer, just like a business logic. And third one is that data access layer. Data access layer, it's directly connecting to the database and it's getting the data, retrieving, inserting, updating, deleting, that all functionality is happening in the data access layer. So what are the benefits of N-Tier architecture? First one is that security. You can secure each of the three tiers separately using the different methods. So once you are going to create that three-tier architecture, that it will be secure. So one place you can change. If you have problem, you can check and you can make it secure. Easy to manage. You can manage each tier separately, adding or modifying each tier without affecting the other tiers. Third one is the scalable. If you need to add more resources, you can do it per tier without affecting the other part. Mainly that a particular N-Tier architecture is using for the big project. Just like in the sense of big project means like if it's 10 to 20 resources are working on this particular project, so that every resource have that own part to do that one. So once you will bake that your project into different tier architecture, so they can work as a separately, they can work in a different pages. So that's why we are creating that N-Tier architecture. Let's start. First we are going to create that new project. Click on file, new project. Select the web, ASP.NET MVC application, write the web app. N-Tier project. Click on OK. Select the empty template MVC, click on OK. Now that MVC project has been created, you can see. Now going to create the database. First open the SQL server, right click on the database, create new database, write down the database name, employee DB, click on OK. After that we are going to create tables. That first one is that employee ID. I'm going to create the employee table, that employee ID, that first name, class name, department, salary, that will be decimal, age, will be integer. Now go to the properties, make the identity column, going to make that employee ID, the table name will be the employees. Now save that. Okay, here you can see that in the table that you have, that employees table, that is employees. Now going to create that architecture. Then right click on the solution, add new project, that going to create that library, that is a class library. Going to write that class library name, that is a business logic. So click on OK. Now the class library has been created. Now again I'm going to create one more project. Let's select the class library. This one will be the business logic object. Click on OK. The third one is that data access layer. So click new project, class library, that is a data access. Click on OK. I'm going to delete that all those default class, this class, this class, and this class. Okay. Now first I'm going to create that controller. Right click on the controller, add new controller. I'm going to give the name, that is a home controller. I'm going to add, right click on the index, add the view, that is the index, that will be the index view. Now here you can see that I've created that 4 project. This one is that I'm going to use, that is a MVC project. This one is that presentation layer. This one is a presentation layer. This one is that business logic, and this one is that mainly data access layer. So first I have to use that business logic object. So add that class. Let's select the class, that going to write, give them the name employee model. Click on OK. Here I'm going to write the class, that is int employee ID. Second one is that first name last name salary age, and one more thing was that was department. That is a department. So your object, that employee model object, has been created. I'm going to change the name, this one. So this one instead of model, I'm going to write object. So it will be the easy to identify. Click yes, so it will change here also. Going to make that public. Okay. Now second one is the data access. Just close all those, close all document. For the data access, this times I'm going to use that Dapper. I'm not going to use that entity framework, so I'm going to use that Dapper. So Dapper is a lightweight ORM tools. ORM means object relational mapping, which helps to developer to map the database with the POCO model object. Dapper is a free and open source. If you are willing to write the SQL query and take to test of ORM, the Dapper is a good choice for you. Dapper make it easy to handle all kind of database operation. So for the Dapper, you have to install. Just right click on the project, manage NuGet package, and the browser. Right here, Dapper. Select the Dapper and install it. That is done. So here, if you will go to that lab reference, you can see here there is even library added, that is a Dapper. So right click on the data access, add one class that I'm going to write employee data access. Click on add. Make this class as a public. Now going to add one interface also, class that I employee. Click on OK. Here to write this one is the interface. So here I'm going to write first I have to create one here, that logic object, one class that for message, model message. Okay, in that message I'm going to add to that is a message ID or message number. You can write like a ID, message ID, and second one is that custom message. Okay, these two. So I will tell you why I am using like that. So this one, once this one is that string custom message. Okay, so I'm going to copy the model message, and here that it will return. First need to add that library in that with data access. Just right click on the reference, add reference, add the reference, go to the project solution. Here need to add one project, that is a business logic object. Click on OK. Add this missing namespace. Okay, now going to write add update employee. We are going to pass that employee object, that is employee object, obj employee object. This I am going to do for one. Add the here, implement this one, that is model object. Okay, now going to create that store procedure. Open the SQL, go to the programmatically, program immediately. Right click on store procedure, create new store procedure. Here write down the store procedure name, that is a add update employee. Okay, so in that add update employee means like in the one store procedure I am going to do both of the things, means like in the same store procedure we are going to use for the add and update also. Just delete all those things. Press Control Shift Q, then you will go to the query designer, click on employee and select first name, last name, department, salary, age, and right click, change by insert value. Okay, just with the name. It's a easy way. Otherwise you can write like a one by one insert query, but this one is the easy way you can do. Now it will generate. See, now it's generated. So here you have to add the parameters. Okay. I'll write a varchar, make it 150. Last name varchar 150. Department varchar 150 also. This one also. The salary, that will be the decimal, and age, that will be the integer. And also we are going to pass that employee ID. Based on the employee ID we will check need to add or update. Okay, that is it done. So just press that enter here. First I will check that here if exist, then select one from employee where first name equal to first name and last name. Here I'm going to check that if it will be not exist. If it not, you are going to write not exist, then it will be insert. It will be insert. Like if it will be insert. But before that, to check that if one more if condition will be here, if your employee ID, I will check with that null also. If it is a null, then make it 0 equal to 0. Means if employee ID is 0, then it should be insert. Then it should be. If it will be the first name and last name is already exist, then we should return the error message. Just begin end. So here I'm going to write select employee first name and last name is already exist. Okay, so that it will be that custom message where one is the number, that is a message number. Okay, and return. Same like here, if it's successfully added, so here I have to return employee first name last name is added successfully. Correct. Now this one from here to here, that it will be for insert. If that employee ID have some value, just else this one for update. This one I'm going for update. Here this one for insert, and this else for update. So first of all, I will check this. If not exist, so write like a select one from employees where first name is equal to first name and last name is equal to last name. And one more thing need to add, that is the employee ID does not equal to employee ID, right? Why I'm writing like that means, like if that they want to update same record, because they don't want to change the first name last name, but they want to update the department salary or age. If I will not write like that, because it will that if this condition, if I will not write, then always it will check in the update that first name or last name is already exist, because that value you are going to update. Okay, first name last name is already exist because you are updating the department salary and age. So that times you need to check this value, that employee ID should not equal to employee ID. Okay, so now going to write like begin end, and here I'm going to write update. So update, your table name is employees, set first name equal to first name, last name equal to last name, department salary, then salary, and last one is the age, to age, and also where employee ID is equal to employee ID. So I have to return that message is successfully updated, and should return the error success message, that is employee first employee. Here rather employee is added successfully, or here you should write like employee is updated successfully. Okay, then otherwise return the error message, that is else. If not exist, then update, or otherwise it will return the message. Now if establish your name, that parameter, now going to execute, right click and execute. Now successfully executed. Okay, I hope this one is clear. Now open that one. Now create that your connection. So how you will create the connection? Right click on a data access, add. That's a easy way to write that connection. Just select the data set and create a temporary data set, add. Otherwise you can write like a data source, your user ID, password. So I'm writing like that new connection, your connection, your password, then select the database, that is employee DB, click on OK, yes, next, use a existing stop cell. Next, select that, click on next, next, and finish. Okay, I am going to delete this one because I have created because of I want the connection string. That's why I have created like that. Now here you can see that one in the app config. Once you will open that, so that your connection string is generated. I am going to delete this one. So that connection string I can use that implied DB connection string. Okay, so this one I'm going to use here. That data access here I'm going to use this one. Just paste it here. I'm going to delete. Close that one. Now I'm going to delete that data set because this one is not required. This one I have added because I want to connection string. Just delete this one. It's not required. Now I'm going to create one more class that for connection string. Just add class that is for connection string. So I'm going to write a connection string. Okay, click and add. So I'm going to write like this one. I'm going to create that public or write like internal because I'm going to use in the same namespace static, and here that will be the public static string. That is a connection. Connection will be this connection will be your configuration manager. Configuration, I think it's not exist. Configuration manager is not exist, so need to add this reference in the data access. Right click on add reference, add reference. Configuration system.configuration, click on OK. So here to write like a connection string, that will be the toString. What's the name? That is a implied DB connection string. It is an implied DB connection string. Just save it. Now open the implied data access. Here we have to write code. DB connection, that is a connection equal to new SQL connection. So this SQL connection I'm going to write your connection string dot connection. So connection string dot connection. This one is done. So this is need to remove from here. Now call this Dapper using Dapper. That here I added the reference of a Dapper. Now that will be the open the connection on dot open. Now write a var param equal to new dynamic parameter. Then param start add. Here first field will be the open the scan that employee ID. So here I have to write employee ID, and then value will be object employee dot employee ID. Same like we have to add more. Now you can see here that I have added that all those parameters. This one is that parameter in that for store procedure. This is one is the store procedure, and you can see here there is a parameter employee ID, first name, last name, department, salary, in age. So here I have same thing. I have added employee ID, first name, last name, department, salary, and age. Okay. Now this one I'm going to execute that. I'm going to write like a result. Going to write a result that con dot query first is thing. This one actually it will be return the error message. So going to write like error message. What actually value is going to return, that I have to write. Error message. Oh sorry, this one is a model message. Sorry for that. This one is a model message here. So in that parameter, so you can see that this one is that the extension method. For first one is that command definition. That is another one is, you can see here, that is a string. This one is actually store procedure name. Your store procedure name is the add update employee. So here you have to write add update employee. First one is the add update employee. Second one is that your parameter. You can see it can be null or you have to pass the parameter. So parameter is that param. So this one need to pass that param. So third one is that your command type. So to tell that command type dot store procedure. So this one you have to write. Or before that you can write like a transaction. Here you can write like a command. This one. Let's see what's the why error is coming. Cannot. Yes, the command type. Because you need to tell that you have to passing that command type parameter. So command type is a store procedure because you are going to use the store procedure. If you are going to use that text, so you have to write that inline query, just like insert update delete. You can have to write here only. Okay. So now next one is that you have to write the error message. Sorry, model message. So obj model message equal to, because here you are using the async, so you have to write the result dot result. This one you have to write. Now you can return that object model message, same like here. Okay. So first I have to use that SQL connection, then you open the connection, then writing that params. So I'm adding that parameters, all those parameters which I'm used in a store procedure. Then query string, first query string, that is asynchronous and await, and then I'm writing the store procedure, then parameter, then store procedure, and then last one is that is a result, because it will return that error message. You can see here there is a two with one select statement with that two column, that is a custom message. This one will be the custom. Add the custom message. So this one is a custom message. Alter that to store procedure. So same parameter I'm using here. Okay. Now open that business. Now to you write in a business logic. Just add the reference. It will be there. Add the reference, the project. So both the two reference need to add. One is the data access and the business logic object. Click on OK. Now going to add class, that is a employee business logic. So that is a employee business logic BL. Click on OK. going to write like a public. This one you have to write the public. Add. Now going to create one method that is a public. It will return that model message. Add update employee. So here going to pass that employee object, that is the obj employee object. Now going to call that data access, that is employee data access. So here you can call that employee data access, create the object, or you can write like a where obj employee, just new employee object. Oh sorry, that is the employee data access, this one. Now dot add, so I need to pass here the same thing because it will return that model message. So same thing, going to return that this one. Okay, so it will return that model message. Now open that your presentation layer. Just close this to all. Now open the presentation layer. Here you need to add the reference like the same. You have to add the reference business logic and business logic object. Click on OK, because data access layer will be, that business logic will connect to the data access, so no need to add that reference of a data access. Now go to open the home controller. So here you can call that business logic, that is employee business logic. Here you can write like employee business logic, create the obj employee bl equal to new employee bl, or create that employee object obj employee. This data, it will come from that your user interface. So same like you have to add that first name. I'm going to write like a tag. I'm hard coding here, but it should come from that user interface. That last name, distribution, last name, age 20, so it's your salary 15,000. First name, last name, age, salary, and another one is that department, HRM. Now this business logic going to add, so I have to pass that object employee, so it will return that your model message. Model message is equal to obj model message. Click on OK. Now run the application. Let's say it will be add that one, that all those data. First table open. See, data has been added. Just check that it's running. The data has been added. Just truncate again. Truncate table and refresh again. Okay. There is a no record. Now if you refresh again, now check. Data has been added. Now make a breakpoint here because this one is already added. So make a breakpoint here. Let's see what the message will come. Just close, run again. Now check the message. Employee first name and last name is already exists. Now you are getting error message from the SQL because here you have written there employee first name and last name is already exists. Once that you are trying to insert same record again, because that take tuitions is already added here, and you are trying to add again, so it's returning the error message. Once you are going to change, so like here, if you want to add that take tuition 1 and take tuition, or take 1 and tuition 1, just run again, so it will be insert. Now check the error message. See, employee is added successfully, and check in the SQL database. Now it's added. Now from the conclusion, I have created that 3 different project. Okay, first project, this one is a presentation layer, and 3 are library, that is a class library. First one is a business logic, then business logic object, and then data access layer. So first this one, that your presentation layer is not directly connecting to the data access layer. The base presentation layer is connecting to the business logic layer, and business logic layer is connecting to the data access. In this project I have used the Dapper ORM. So if you will open that one, that employee data access, so here I am using the Dapper. Okay, so with that store procedure, so I'm not going to create that one, that using the entity framework, so I'm creating the store procedure for that. In the entity framework also you can use that store procedure, but for the Dapper it's faster than your entity framework. So this one is the store procedure name, and this one is the parameter, that employee ID, first name, last name, department, salary, age. So this one is that parameter. So same parameter, it should be matched from here, like this one. And the store procedure, I am first time checking that if employee ID is 0, then I'm trying to, after that I'm checking that if first name last name is already exist. If not exist, then inserting. If it not exist, then inserting, and if it exists, then it returning message. Same like I'm doing with the update also. In the next video we will learn with that we'll create that one user interface, and from that user interface we'll try to insert, update and delete. I hope it's clear. Thanks for watching.